Hello there. I hope you're having an excellent morning, afternoon, night, evening, whatever it is you're having when you're watching this. Today, I want to talk about financial wellness. As you all know, this channel is all about wellness. We talk about relationship wellness, emotional and mental wellness, physical wellness, financial wellness, all areas of wellness, including relationship wellness as well. Today, we're going to spend some time talking about financial wellness. Are you afraid for your financial future? As you all know, we are living in some crazy times. I've been on this earth for 27 to 30 years now, and the time that we're in right now is so scary. We're seeing gas prices skyrocket. I was in California just about a week or two ago. I think I saw gas prices as high as $9. Where I live, gas prices are about to hit $5. Gas prices are high, rent is high, buying a home is high. There's a formula shortage right now, and I have mommy friends and pregnant friends right now. We are just living in some very scary times right now. I'm seeing some people's jobs are laying off. A lot is happening right now. So I want to just have a conversation about just the anxiety that a lot of us are feeling right now when it comes to our futures, our financial futures, our families. So I want to just let you know it's totally fine for you to feel anxiety, for you to feel afraid, for you to be worried about where you are right now, where your family is, the the future of your family. Um, but in the same sense, I think it is very important for us to be in the here and the now. Sometimes we can focus too much on the past and the shoulda, coulda, woulda, shoulda. And I know that because I struggle with that. So, what that means is maybe you're thinking about going to school, or maybe you're thinking about buying a house, or maybe you're thinking about moving, or maybe you're thinking about some financial mistakes that you've made, and you're thinking about, dang, I should have did this. I could have did this, man, why didn't I do that? But you know what? You have to live in the now. And sometimes we're too stuck in the future when it comes to finances. So sometimes we're like, am I going to be able to buy a house? Am I going to be able to send my children to college? Am I going to be able to pay for this, that, and the third? Are we going to be able to move? Whatever the case, whatever the thing, bunny, my bunny is trying to chew up my sorry y'all, my bunny was trying to chew up my chapstick. She was mad that I'm in her space right now. But that's what I mean by sometimes in the midst of everything that is going on financially in our country, as it relates to home prices, rent prices, gas prices, food shortages, as it relates to all of that, sometimes you have to take yourself out of being so future minded, take yourself out of being so past minded, and come back to the present and think about what you have right now. So, right now, although you may be feeling anxious and afraid of what's to come, right now, you probably have transportation. You probably have fuel in your transportation. Right now, you may have a home. Right now, you have the money to pay your rent this month. Right now, you have food. So sometimes when you're feeling so anxious about the tomorrow and yesterday, bring yourself back to today and focus on what you have to be grateful for. And after you have allowed yourself to be in the present, now let's think about some good financial choices that you can make. So, don't spend all your money. Everybody should have a budget. And a budget doesn't mean, oh, I'm only going to spend $25 or $100 this week. No, a budget means you know how much money is coming into your home, and you know you have a plan for all that money. So a budget means I make this amount of money, my rent or mortgage costs this much, I have to spend this much on utilities, I spend about this much on food, spend this much on gas, health and life insurance costs this much. Having a budget means you know how much you make, and you know how much your bills are, and you also set aside money for things like entertainment or things that you have planned for your future. So after you're in the here and now, make sure you have a budget for yourself. Also, during these times, you want to make sure you have a emergency fund. So make sure that you have a emergency savings account or emergency fund or savings account, whatever you want to call it. Make sure you have some money set aside for what my grandmother would call a rainy day. And maybe you feel like, sorry, y'all, my bunny is my bunny, she's distracting me right now. So maybe you may feel like I don't have extra money to save. I don't have extra money to put away. Figure out what you can do, what you do have. I know income tax season just passed. Instead of spending your income tax money on, I don't know, something that will make you real happy, just set it aside, because it feels good to have an extra $500 stashed away somewhere, or even $1,000, or even 6 months worth of your rent or your mortgage. So make sure you have some money set aside for what some would call a rainy day. Also, evaluate what you're spending your money on. So are you spending your money frivolously? I can't say the word. I'm sorry. Are you spending your money just mindlessly? Are you making bad decisions? Also, meditate on what you're doing with your money right now, and make sure that you are making smart decisions right now. Yeah, you don't have to give yourself grace. You don't have to beat yourself up. But you do want to make sure that you're making good decisions with your money. And I know right now we live in a time where social media makes it seem like everybody is living their best lives. We have women, we have the whole luxury movement and all that kind of stuff. Everybody just looks like they're living their best lives, but it's really important that you are not trying to keep up with the Joneses, and you're really doing what's best for you financially, what's best for you and your family. So that's just what I wanted to talk about today. I know that we're living in some crazy times, and it's really sad. And for people like me, for people who, if you're in your 20s or you're in your 30s, like, some of us feel like, dang, we're being cheated. I can only imagine. My sister still hasn't had her like first official apartment. She's gonna get an apartment soon, But even I was talking to my sister and I was talking to some people on social media about like how much was your first apartment? And I can remember when I was in college and I had my first apartment, my rent was $280. And it's so sad that so many of our young people today that are 18, 19, 20, 21 years old, like like they have to have a house full of roommates, like, and roommates is not a horrible thing, but the fact that they don't get to choose whether they have roommates or not. So my heart goes out to just everybody. My heart goes out to everyone during these times. But know that there's nothing new under the sun. Even though it may seem a lot different, I'm sure a lot of some of this stuff has happened before. I know we always hear about the crash of, I think it was 2008 or 2009. Uh, there's nothing new under the sun. Th- Things in life, things in society, oftentimes they repeat themselves. So it's just really important that you're making good decisions, you're giving yourself grace, and you're also allowing yourself to be in the here and the now when it comes to your finances. And y'all, stop, don't make such bad decisions. I know my husband and I, we were just talking about how right now there's things like Afterpay or some other programs out there where you can get whatever you want and pretty much pay it on layaway and make minimum payments. And while that's awesome, you only should be using those programs if you have the money. You don't want to, if you have it in your bank account at the time, sure, use those programs, but y'all, make good decisions right now. Think about where your money is going. Don't be so quick to spend your money on just dumb stuff. Make sure you're spending your money right. And I probably can't talk because I may not spend my money on like a lot of craziness, but your girl loves to eat good. So that's what I like to spend my money on. I like quality food and stuff like that, which I think is a good thing. But okay, y'all, I think I am done. I'll stick around for a moment just in case. I want to thank the 5 people who are watching right now, and I want to thank all the people who are going to watch this live after the fact. Shoot. Hey, could you guys hear me? I'm just curious. Could you guys hear me just now on the phone? Were you guys able to hear my phone call? Okay, okay. I just want to make sure. I just want to make sure. Okay. Hi, Callie. Thank you for joining me. All right. So okay. Thank you. I think artistry. Yep. So that's all I wanted to talk about today, you guys. And this video was really, or this topic was really inspired by, I have been having so much anxiety lately. I've been having so much anxiety because we're planning to move out of state, but I had been begging my husband to move out of state months ago, and seeing rent prices jump from like $1,400 to $2,000. It is crazy and it's scary. And to see home prices jump, to see the interest rates jump, to see gas prices skyrocket. It can be so scary and it can be so nerve wracking. And it's okay to feel that anxiety. It's okay to feel afraid. It's okay to be a bit worried. But after you felt those emotions, we have to come back and stay in the present. And in the present, you probably have shelter, you probably have transportation, uh, you probably have everything you need right here in the present. Of course, we always feel like I need more of this, I need more of that. But right here in the present, I'm sure you're doing okay. So give yourself grace. Come back to the present. Don't focus on what you should have done months ago. Don't focus on what tomorrow is going to bring, because you don't know what tomorrow is going to be like. And oftentimes, anxiety comes from us creating these things that haven't even happened yet. And even if bad things happen, why experience it twice? Why make yourself live it twice? So, um, yep, I just want to say that. Hi there. What state are you moving to? I don't know if I want to say. You know what? Follow my Lavish Love channel and I'll say it there. But we are moving to the south. So, and you can probably guess. I'll give you that. We're moving to the south. And if you want to know where the specific state, follow Lavish Love, because I am going to do videos on where I'm moving to on that channel. So, yep. And y'all make sure you're spending your money good. And sometimes you have to turn off social media, y'all. Like when you're on Instagram and you're on TikTok and when you're on YouTube, everybody is acting like they're living their best lives. Everybody is acting like they're getting the money. They're getting this money. Is that how you say it? Shmoney. How does Cardi B say it? Yep, that's our channel. That's our family channel, Lavish Love. Everybody is acting like they're getting to these humongous bags. And if y'all can go on Google and look up the average income in this state and that state, and it's like everybody is not making a bunch of money. So y'all don't do things to keep up with the Joneses. Like, live your best life, whatever that looks like, whatever your income will afford. So, and make sure you're putting money aside. Let me see. Here, let me grab the link for the other channel. And then also, you guys, whenever the links, my other channel links are always going to be, okay, here's the other channel link right there. Yep, so that's all I wanted to talk about. Oh, I wanted to elaborate more on just having an emergency fund. Y'all have an emergency fund, and whatever you can start with today, start with that. If you have an extra $50, if you have an extra $100 to set aside, put aside that money. And eventually, you want to make sure, if you can, if it's feasible, you want to make sure your emergency fund is at least like 6 months of your income. Like 6 months of your income, your your salary or like your household bills or even 6 months of your rent or even 12 months if you can, but you want to just make sure that you have, hey, Locked Honey Princess, y'all make sure you go follow Locked Honey Princess's channel. Yeah, I'm obsessed with her. She's so beautiful. Her voice, her personality is everything. And she's in healthcare and she really promotes that. So go follow Locked Honey Princess. But what was I saying? Y'all, just make sure you have money set aside. It's so important. You never know what's going to happen. I had no idea I was going to like fail my professional exam twice and be out of a job and not even be able to find a job in my profession. I had no idea that was going to happen. And of course, being married is helpful, but also having money set aside, even though I'm an anxious person and I'm going to be anxious anyway. It really helps to have that money set aside in case of an emergency. So it's really important. And also, I also want to talk about, I feel like on social media, sometimes there's like these wars against the different genders and all that kind of stuff. But y'all, when I was growing up, so growing up, like I had two different types of lifestyles. I had the lifestyle that I had with my grandparents, where both my grandparents worked, even though my grandfather wasn't very fond of my grandmother working. My grandmother still works today, and every week my grandfather is like trying to get her to retire and quit her job, but my grandmother isn't doing it. It's not having it, but I'm so happy she is going to go from full time to part time. So I'm so grateful for that. I've been begging my grandmother to retire too. But anyway, growing up, I always saw two types of living. I saw my grandparents. I had the life that I had with my grandparents, and then I had the life that I had with my mother. My mother was a single mother, and just everything that comes with that. Y'all, we are living in times where it is okay to be coupled up. In fact, it can be a blessing to be coupled up, to be married. It can be a huge blessing to have those two heads are better than one. I've always believed that. So y'all, sometimes take some time off of social media and spend time in the real world, in real life. Life is crazy right now. So if you can if you can meet somebody, whether it's a man or a woman, somebody good with character, that has their stuff together, that is self-sufficient, um it's not a bad thing, especially in these times. And also have good relationships with family members and friends. That's another way that you guys can maybe cut down on expenses. If you are the type of person that doesn't mind living with people, c- pair up with your favorite cousin. Or your best friend that you two have like similar personalities and you maintain your home in a similar way. So that's another thing I want to talk about as we're talking about just finances. Like two is better than one. So I want to just that's something I want to say. And also, y'all, when it comes to finances, whether you are employed and looking for a new job, or maybe you're unemployed and you're looking for a job, y'all don't be so quick to take these low paying jobs. Like, we, when it comes to your employers, they need us. just as much as we need them, if not a little bit more. And oftentimes, a lot of industries, they're in the cycle of getting low wages. And guess what? If you don't accept that, they have to come better. And I just want to say that we need to band together, and also we need to do what we need to do individually to make sure that people are offering you a good wage. So, yeah, stuff is expensive. Gas is high, food is high, rent is high. Do not let these people offer you these low paying wages. Don't let them do it. I know I was applying for jobs and they're like, "Oh, I had a job." They wanted me to come into the office for something that I could do from home. And the pay was $24 and I'm like, "I'm not accepting $24 to drive somewhere, sit up in your office and do some stuff that I could do at home." No. They didn't offer me the interview anyway. But I wasn't going to accept that kind of pay in this type of market where everything is so high. So, y'all, that's another thing. Don't settle when it comes to your job or your career. Don't settle when it comes to your salary. Figure out how much you want to make, and try to apply for jobs that are offering that. And also, don't be afraid to ask these employers, is that negotiable? And tell them what you want to make. So that's important. And even for jobs like stores or service industry jobs, like service industry jobs, people work so hard and they deserve to be paid well. Those jobs aren't easy. That's a really good idea. Studying salary negotiation skills. That's so important. So it's really important, y'all. And there are stores like, I know stores like Trader Joe's and Aldi's, I think they pay kind of fair, and I think they give benefits. So yeah, just just make sure that you all are always asking for more money when it comes to these jobs. So, all right. Does anyone have like any more topics that you want to discuss, or any more questions? And I want to just thank everyone for watching. Thank you so much for your 5 likes. I really appreciate that. There's 6 people here and 5 people have liked the video. So thank you so much. And thank you for everyone who has commented in the chat. Thank you for everyone who's going to watch the replay. And thank you, Callie, Artistry, Autumn, Locked Honey Princess, Egypt, and Black Woman Making Money for joining me. And I don't know if, and thank you, Mocha Mommy. I don't know if oh, y'all, go subscribe to Mocha Mommy. She has a really great channel. And she loves to garden. And her voice is amazing. I like her voice. I don't know. I was thinking something about Mocha Mommy, but I'm not gonna say it on here. Oh, I was wondering, Black Woman Making Money. That sounds like a channel name. So go check out Black Woman Making Money. Go check out her channel if she has a channel. Yep. So that's just what I wanted to talk about. I just wanted to really just drive home the fact that, Y'all, we are living in some kind of scary financial times right now, and it's important that you plan for your future, but also spend some time in the here and the now, and don't let it drive your spirit down. Don't let it just make you, I don't know, just so fearful and negative, because everything is going to be all right. I just got a phone. Um, Yep, everything is gonna be all right. So just make sure that you're spending some more time in the present, in the here and the now, but also make sure you're making good financial decisions. Make sure that you're saving money, and I would say investing money. I don't. My husband invests our money. I don't know how to do that, and that's. I probably should learn, but just make sure that you're putting money away for retirement. Make sure that you have a good emergency a fund saved up. um, yep, just make sure that you're making wise financial decisions. Make sure you're living within your means, and that doesn't mean that you can't live good, and you can't enjoy good things, and you can't have fun, and you can't travel. That doesn't mean that, but live within your means. I see, I saw someone on TikTok yesterday, and she was talking about just how, what was she talking about? There was this girl. She was just talking about how she came across this person who was doing the whole luxury thing. And while her life looked luxury, she wasn't living in the best neighborhood. And it's wow, you're showing the world all this, but then you're not safe. And I don't know. And maybe that's okay for some people, but I don't know, it kind of, to me, that kind of tells me that, okay, are your values in the right place? Because you don't want to just look like you have money, you want to actually have money, and you need to be safe. So you should learn how to invest. Investing doesn't have to be complicated. Mocha Mommy says, Black women making money. I agree. There are even apps that help teach your children how to invest. Yep, I totally agree. Investing it's important, but I'm not gonna lie. I don't know. That's always been something that I should be interested in, but I haven't really. And I think probably because I think maybe I've kind of had I don't know. I remember being younger, my grandfather would always try to tell me about investing and stocks and all that kind of stuff. And I just wasn't very interested. At least know, oh, I know where my money is. I got an app right here. I know where the money is. And my name is on everything. Oh, Black women making money. Thank you so much for just sharing your experience, and especially your perspective being a widow. You're right. It is really important to know where everything is. And it's important to have those skills yourself, because you can't trust people. And even the most good character man or woman that you're in a relationship with, sometimes you can't trust people. So I do understand that. Of course, I believe my man has like the best character in the world, so but I understand. So yeah. All right, y'all. I'm not gonna hold you long. I gotta get to studying anyway, and it's noon, and I haven't had anything to eat all day. So I am going to go. I want to just thank everyone for joining me. I want to thank you all for participating in the conversation about financial wellness. Um, and also, I just thought about um black women making money. She kind of made me think about just the conversation of it's so important to also just have your own as a woman. And sometimes, and I know I'm a little bit of a hypocrite because I'm sitting up here telling you, like, my husband tries to tell me about investing and having those conversations. And for some reason, it's just not interesting to me. But it is so important that anybody, especially women, it's so important that you have your own. It's so important that you're not like totally reliant on other people. So it's really important that you have your own money, even if it's a part-time job. It's really important that you you just have your own stuff because we've seen so many women kind of, especially with things like divorce or even breakups. Sometimes women are in situations where they're so reliant or dependent on a partner to where if the relationship ends, it's not good. So just make sure we're making good financial decisions, and whether that means stashing some money away, having your retirement and investment account, and also, even when we talk about investing, be in a relationship with a partner that you two are on the same level. And that means you two are also thinking the same. You have the same goals. And of course, you're not going to be totally the same in every way, but you want to just have someone that you can work with, that you two have the same goals. You believe in spending money the same way, or they're responsible. You never want to be in a relationship with a irresponsible financial person. And also, you want to also, when it comes to things like investing, you want to make sure that whether you're doing it or your spouse is doing it, make sure you know what you're doing. You never want to trust your resources with someone who doesn't know what they're doing, or they just heard something on social media and they're like, yeah, I'm gonna put thousands of dollars into this. You want to make sure that you're making good financial decisions, and you're in relationship with people that you can trust. I remember years when I was in my 20s, I remember the most unattractive thing to me was a guy with a huge shoe collection. That was so unattractive to me. Because the guys with the huge shoe collection, they would be driving nice cars, but their apartments, like, they and I'm talking about somebody specifically. I'm giving y'all a real life example. He had a nice car, a huge shoe collection, but he was living in a, like, okay neighborhood, and he had a roommate, and at a big age. And that's okay. It's okay to have a roommate, especially different cultures, but I don't know, things have to add up. So, just like, that's kind of like you having a nice luxury car, but you're driving it to an unsafe neighborhood. I'm just looking at the conversations in the chat. Oh yeah, being or it's bad being married to someone physically irres to a physically irresponsible person. Yep, that's not good at all. That's not good at all. I think with my relationship, I think we're kind of here. We're eye to eye on just about everything. And I appreciate that my man, he buys these shoes called Zero shoes. And those are the only shoes he wears. Marriage and money is challenging. You always have to check in with each other. Yeah, I I've heard so many times that money issues is, I think it's like one of the top or even like the number one thing that reason why people get divorced. So money issues. And me working in the mental health field, I also know that it seems like couples that have children with special needs, that can be that can be a huge challenge too. I don't know why I just said that, but whenever I think about divorces, sometimes I always think about parents with children with special needs and the toll that that takes on the parents and the relationships. But yeah, money is a huge thing. And that's another thing. We talk so much about like the high value man and all that kind of stuff, and it's so important that we think about things like how your partner spends their money, like how they spend their money. And also, what kind of character do they have with money? Are they stingy with their money? Are they generous with their money? Do they use their money to control their partner? So, those are all really important things to think about. I am going to be more active on my Lavish Love channel. And I'm happy you brought that up because I think I'm actually going to use the Lavish Love channel to talk more about just personal opinions about relationships. I love talking about love and stuff like that, so I don't want to not talk about it at all. And on this channel, I just want to start talking about relationships in a wellness way. So, just the conversation we're having right now. But okay, y'all, I think I am gonna go. I just got I got I got like a message from one of my coworkers, and it's probably a little bit serious. So I am definitely gonna go. I just want to thank everyone for joining me today. Thank you all for watching the live. Thank you for watching the replay. Thank you for commenting in the comment section and in the live chat. Thank you all so much. And thank you for liking the vlog. I am gonna be back tomorrow. The only days I may skip is when I'm on my cycle. So, y'all, when I'm on my cycle, usually it's not a good time for me. So, if I disappear, it's probably because I'm on my cycle in bed. So, I want to just say that. Thank you all for watching. You all know I have the answers and you have the answers also. So, let me know what you think about this topic of, are you afraid about your financial future? What are some tips to stay grounded? And what are some tips that you have for having being fearful and having that anxiety about the future? So let me know your thoughts about that in the comments below. What are some of your financial wellness tips to just live your best life? What are some of your tips? I shared with you some of my tips about just making sure that you have a savings account, making sure that you have a budget, and not saying a budget where you're like, oh, you're being so cheap everywhere, but a budget simply means that you know how much money comes in and you have a plan for all that money. Even if the plan is, I'm gonna spend this much on entertainment and dates and all and travel, like that your travel can be a part of your budget too. So those are just some of my financial tips. And also, y'all, my personal opinion, I think right now is the perfect time to be in relationship with people. And no matter who you are, no matter what your preferences are, I don't know. To me, I don't know if we're really living in a time where like one person's salary is gonna do it. So it to me, if it's okay to be coupled up, but not just coupled up with anybody. You always want to make sure you're getting somebody with good character that you can trust. And also, I think it's a good idea for us to start coming together with maybe friends or family members and seeing how we can work together. And even things like with things like the formula shortage. I know one of my friends is pregnant right now, and another one of my friends, her daughter is kind of getting up there. She's still a baby, but she's getting up there. But even them, like working together, and she's like, "Hey, girl, I got some extra formula. I'm gonna check the date on it just so you can put in your stash." So, us just being in a community with people at this time, I think it's a good thing. So, all right, y'all, I'm enough with my ramble. I'm gonna see y'all tomorrow. Take care.